All right, so I'm taking this bed out about a foot because I've got some Parsons Juniper that I want to put in front of this bush here, and I just don't have anywhere else to put them because they wouldn't fit in the space I was going to put them in the backyard. So I guess I need to introduce this garden. Okay, this is what we call the alley because it is, I guess, probably about, how many feet would you say it is between our houses? 20? So this is the alley. This is a south facing bed here. This gets brutal sun all day long. And so okay. The first thing I did was I came in and I really had no idea what to put over on this side of the house. So I put some Japanese yew, some tall growing Japanese yew shrubs. I ended up taking those up and giving them to my neighbor. And since then I put in 3 emerald green arborvitas, a pink pinnacle vitex, and some canna lilies, and lots of black-eyed Susans, some awesome Chef's Choice rosemary. I have 2 of these in this bed here. Let's see, some pink or some peach drift roses that need to be pruned, and purple basil. Well, purple basil is so invasive here, and that's okay because I love it. I think it's beautiful, but it has spread from one tiny little purple basil shoot all over my yard. So purple basil is just extremely invasive here in South Alabama, Southeast Alabama. All right, now I've got some Coreopsis, this looking beautiful, and this pink pinnacle vitex. I mean, just get some of these pollinators. This is amazing. The pollinators that are all over this pink pinnacle vitex. This pink pinnacle, it is hardy in zones 5 through 9. And it gets probably about 6 to 8 feet tall, a little less wide, maybe about 6 feet wide, and it is just awesome. And then lamb's ear, and also I want to talk about this little plant. Okay, this Duranta is a great foliage plant. All it is just chartreuse foliage. It'll die back in the winter, and then it comes back and it just mounds into about a 2-3 feet tall and wide into like a little ball. It's just gorgeous. I love the chartreuse color. And then I've got some agapanthus and some purple coneflower and lamb's ear and another Chef's Choice rosemary. So that's this bed. This stuff needs to get cleaned out. So I'm doing like just an overhaul kind of on this bed because it's overgrown, the black-eyed Susan. That's the thing, is they're all over. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to dig some of this bed out. Oh, and another thing, when quarantine hit, I was doing so much gardening, I killed all the grasses. I was walking on it so much over 2020. So what we're going to do is when I pull the sod up, we'll just try to lay the sod where my grass has died.
So what do you got going on right here?
So we are filling in the spot that I killed with sod from over there because I wanted to extend that bed, and it just makes perfect sense. All right, where's my big fork? Here it is. So see how awesome this is, I mean, this makes me so happy. So that Parsons Juniper has been in those little container baskets, just kind of as a holding place for them till I could figure out where to use them. So I decided to plant them in front of this Cleara. I think it'll give it some really great texture and contrast, color contrast right here. I've done a bunch in the other part of the front yard, but not in this, on this side. So it's time for this side to get some attention. All right, see how I've had to cut with the lawnmower right up here, and it's always been difficult. So by extending this bed out, I'm like making life a lot easier for when I mow. Okay. Which way do I want it? I think I want it this way. Yeah. Okay, so Parsons Juniper is hardy in zones 4 through 9. It needs full to part sun, and here I can promise you it's going to get full on full sun. And it loves the heat, and it gets to be about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, and then maybe 5 to 6 feet wide. So I wanted to put it in this spot because I just thought it'd be really, really pretty up against this Cleara. And because for the 15 years that we've lived in this house, this spot has just been kind of boring, and I just wanted to add something to it, you know? But it's hot today, hot and humid. Did I just get dirt all over my nose? So I wanted to put these in the back with about 4 or 5 others that I had in a grouping, but I couldn't. I couldn't fit them there, and it just wasn't working out. And so I had these 2 that I really haven't known exactly what to do with, and I felt like this would just be the perfect thing. I just need to figure out. Okay, that's good, I think. Yeah. Don't you just love it whenever you figure out a spot? It's so fun when you can figure out a spot that's been bothering you. or that you've been unsure about. That's what I like to call a gardening victory. That limelight is huge. Okay, so this is one of my favorite places to shop, Buds and Blossoms here in Dothan, Alabama. And we're just looking around, and also I'm going to try to get myself another Parsons Juniper to put in the front alongside the other two that we've already planted today. I wouldn't mind getting these 3 of these kaleidoscope abelias to plant in succession on that side bed, because I think a drift of them would be really, really pretty. And I'm thinking I can take out some of the black-eyed Susan and I would have room for it. What do you think?
Like it.
All right. Sold. So this is what happens when I come to the nursery to get one Parsons Juniper. I found 3 kaleidoscope Abelia, I found a Parsons Juniper, and a bunch of Coleus. And so I think they're going to look really, really nice in that side bed. And these Coleus say they take full to part sun, so I think they're going to be okay in there. So it was a really hot, incredibly hot day out here today. But I got these 3 Parsons Juniper put in, and this bed extended probably by about a foot. And it's just really making me happy. And then, so this got had extended way out, maybe by about a foot as well. And this is gonna actually help me a lot because every time I would try to mow this side yard, my mower would hit that, which was a huge pain. So that was just a really nice, good practical thing that took me forever to actually accomplish. Okay, so this boxwood was back further on in the bed, and it was just really covered up, and I don't know, it just was not showing up. So I wanted to have something like this just right here at the front of the bed, something evergreen. These two Coleus I got today at Buds and Blossoms. It's called Gold Edge, and it says sun to shade. It gets about 24 to 40 inches tall and about 20 inches wide. So we'll see how much sun this can take, because this is the south facing bed and it gets serious sun. Then I put in this kaleidoscope Abelia, as well as this Coleus. It's a flamethrower spiced curry, and it is sun to shade, and it gets about 12 to 18 inches tall. I just really love this foliage. I don't know, it just looks great to me right next to this Abelia. I don't know what it is, it's just so pretty. And then this is my Chef's Choice rosemary. I love it. It's just a really pretty, compact, mounding rosemary. All right, so I mentioned the Duranta, but this Duranta was also hidden under my Vitex bush, and so I pulled it out and put it in a more prominent spot, and right now it's looking really kind of puny because I kind of messed up the root whenever I did that, so hopefully it'll pick back up. Now, I thinned out the black-eyed Susans that were getting super rambunctious, and I pulled out some purple basil. And I hate to pull things out when they look good and when they're healthy, I really do, but it's just so rambunctious. It just goes nuts here, and it just comes up everywhere. So I end up having to really take a lot of it out. And so here is another Abelia, another kaleidoscope. And the package, the label said that it would get like, I don't know, 3.5 feet tall and wide, but I've seen it get much bigger. I have one in the backyard that's like 4 feet, 5 feet tall. So I'm not sure that that label is totally accurate. Okay. And then the third Abelia is right here, kaleidoscope. See, that was what was bothering me so much about this bed, is that it was just bothering me because it felt like there wasn't any cohesion and repetition. So I think adding the Abelia is going to be a really good addition. Okay, this is why I hate pulling purple basil out, because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I left that, and I did leave some. Like, there's purple basil growing in the Vitex over there. There's purple basil coming up there in those two spots. There was purple basil coming up in my walkway back here in the grass. All right. That concludes our little tour of the alley south-facing garden. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will come back in and mulch at some point and then show you the finished product. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this and have a really great rest of your weekend. Thanks for watching.